We are just about at 6 o'clock on this Monday morning. It's a very dark day in our state as we mourn the loss of 19 firefighters, 19 people who ran into danger when everyone else was running away. This is what the town of Yarnell looks like this morning. Sky 12 providing these live pictures over the town showing hundreds of homes burned to the ground. This is just about 75 miles north of Phoenix and just south of Prescott. The Yarnell Hill fire is raging out of control this morning, still zero containment as it burns. This fire fueled by fast-moving winds that killed 19 of Arizona's bravest.
They were heroes. If you're just waking up with us, here's what we know right now.
12 News has complete coverage of the fire that has just devastated our state. Emma Jade is up in Prescott as the community mourns. Jimmy Q standing by in the studio with how the weather made the difference in this case. We also have a team of experts on standby with answers to important questions that in some cases may not be able to be answered this morning. But we want to start with Jacqueline Schultz, who's near one of the fire lines this morning in Yarnell. Since the sun has come up, Jacqueline, what can you share with us today? All right, Jacqueline, thank you very much. We're also hearing again that it is 0% contained, even though the winds have died down overnight. As that sun rises, the heat of the day starts, we're going to start to see those winds pick up. We're going to check in with Jimmy on that in just 1 second.
Yeah, and you can see the smoke behind her.
These are some of the stories that are going to be unfolding over the next couple of days, exactly who these men were, the families that were left behind. But we want to bring in Jim Paxson right now, who can give us a perspective on perhaps what might be happening today, because there is still a fire to be fought out there, Jim.
You know, firefighters are grieving, but they have a job to do, and it's the closest parallel is our combat soldiers in wartime efforts.
We just heard from State Senator Stephen Pierce that there's now a nervousness. Folks up there, and even in Prescott, where they're seeing these images coming through, and they're nervous about their own community. When you hear that it's 0% contained, what does that tell you, other than the fact that it's not contained?
Well, it spread a lot last night, and with Templin's team there now,
just absolutely overwhelming and heartbreaking. I've been following it, and everybody's been following it on the social media, and there is a quote that has gone out that really says it all, and you just heard it at the beginning of that clip. Our entire crew was lost. President Obama wraps up his 7-day tour of Africa today, but first took time to express his condolences to the firefighters lost fighting the Yarnell fire. This is the statement that he had.
Yesterday,
fire departments are like families, and so the entire fire department, the entire area, the entire state is being devastated by the magnitude of this incident.
The magnitude of this incident is just starting to become a realization now that the sun has come up here on a Monday morning. Good morning, everybody. It's 6:27. If you're just joining us, it is one of those mornings where you say to yourself, how could it happen, and really have 19 of some of our bravest men of the valley perished.
Yeah, and there are no words, and so this is the word that the Arizona Republic could find, and it is a tragedy. It is a tragedy. The front page.
Of course, another big concern for, in addition to the human toll, the animals caught up in all of this. The Red Cross has set up a shelter for the pets as well. You can see a lot of dogs and puppies getting comfy as they, like their owners, sit and wait until they are allowed back home, and boy, that'll tug at your heartstrings for sure this morning. It is 6:30 on this Monday morning, July 1st.
And Arizona is waking up.
Good morning, everybody. We want to reset the table for you here and give you an understanding of what is happening on a very dark day here in Arizona at 6:30. We have heavy hearts this morning because this morning we are without 19 of our bravest. 19 firefighters died yesterday while battling the Yarnell Hill fire, burning about 75 miles northwest of Phoenix. We know 18 of the firefighters were members of an elite Granite Mountain hotshot team trying to save the town of Yarnell. The fire, still burning out of control this morning, has destroyed at least 200 structures, and there is still zero containment.
I want to give you a few perspectives of this.
I feel nauseous.
Okay, obviously we're having some technical difficulties from Emma Jade's live shot up there at the Prescott Fire Department. But you just heard it in her report that people want to help. You see these stories unfold. You get the news that 19 firefighters have lost their lives. We want to bring in Sierra Franklin from the 100 Club. We're seeing too much of you lately, and I don't mean that directly. We had you in earlier when we were dealing with the loss of a firefighter and a police officer, and here we are again. This time we've lost 19 firefighters. Tell us and tell the folks at home how the 100 Club can help and what you guys are doing this morning.
Sure. Well, I think we all woke up this morning, if we slept at all, thinking this was a nightmare. It really is hard for the community, but we are acting immediately, and the 100 Club is traveling today to Prescott to start delivering 19 checks for $15,000 each.
Wow. If somebody's watching and they want to help, and really this is a great way to do it financially, there's going to be a lot of families that are going to be hurting up there. What can they do and how can they reach out to you folks?
Of course, monetary donations mean so much. You can visit our website at 100club.org. We do have a survivors fund set up for things like this. And you can donate in memory of these fallen firefighters. And gift cards help as well. Walmart, American Express gift cards, Visa gift cards that can be used for anything, because there's so much loss and there's so much need, and we really can't fulfill it enough. So we'll do whatever we can.
The fact that you had all these checks ready to go is commendable. That means people have been helping already, and that you'll need to replenish that fund.
Oh, yes. We are so grateful to our supporters, the fact that we did have this money ready for such a tragedy. But yes, you are correct. We will need to replenish those funds, move some things around, but luckily we have such great support from the community and our members, and we're just so grateful to them.
How is it that you're able to act so quickly, in a sense of explain how it happens? Obviously the phone calls start, but then reaching out to the wives, to the girlfriends, to the families up there in Prescott, how does that happen?
You know, it's been very different this time around. Of course, this is a unique situation, but we get the phone calls immediately. We start hearing from the fire departments, from those involved. Social media plays a big role in it. Just following everything as soon as we can. Today, we're not really quite sure what to expect. We just know we're driving to Prescott. We don't know if we're going to be able to meet with anyone directly because there are so many, but we're just there with our checkbook.
Yeah, how do you do that? How do you prepare yourself for those families today?
It's very difficult, but Sharon Nuts and Felix, our executive director, she is a saint. She's been in that situation. She lost her husband. So we'll be there throughout the next year. They're going to need us.
You're an incredibly strong group that are out there supporting those that put their lives on the line every day for us. There are people in this valley and all over Arizona that are so grateful for the work that you people do, but I'm imagining that the scope of 19 different families is even overwhelming to your organization. It
is overwhelming. I don't believe we've ever had 19 line of duty deaths in 1 year, let alone.
Never mind one day.
Exactly.
This is historic.
1 day. And just a month after we lost, 3 officers and firefighters just a month ago. So the community is still healing, and I know that the Prescott community is so close-knit. They will be there. They will all come together. And they will support their fellow community. Well,
we want to thank you for sharing what it is that the great work the 100 Club does. I know it's a very emotional time for you and all the people in the club, and our hearts go out to you folks to hopefully give you strength as you make that ride north. And we appreciate all the great work that you guys are doing. It's just the simple showing up and the effort that people do care that means a lot, and we appreciate that.
Thank you, Doug.
Sierra Franklin, thank you very much from the 100 Club. We'll get you a cup of coffee or some water or something,
okay? And you can find a link to the 100 Club on azcentral.com. I hope you can help. And we need more answers. And for more answers, we're going to bring back in Jim Paxson, who's a wildfire expert. You've covered many of these, and so the question is, how can we prevent any more loss today?
Yeah, I just want to know, is there a way to explain to the folks at home how fast a fire like this can turn? We talked about it during the 5:30 hour, but I am amazed and shocked at the veracity of this fire and how fast it can turn on these firefighters.
A human can't outrun it, a horse can't outrun it, and a vehicle can't outrun it, Doug.